Hey guys, Coach Scott and Coach Joe here for our weekly video. And the Open is upon us, so we're going to start talking about the CrossFit Open, why it is important for you to be a part of the CrossFit Open, and what it will do for you down the road. So I'm going to have Joe start with the reasons of why you should be doing the CrossFit Open.
All
right.
Here we go. Why you should be doing the CrossFit Open. There's several reasons why you should be doing the CrossFit Open. It's just fun. That's number one reason why. It's fun, it's a great environment, you get to test yourself based off of every other person in the world that does the CrossFit Open. And even if you're not a competitive person, it's just cool to see where your hard work is taking you.
Yeah. I think the thing that Joe just said about the fun, I mean, if you're not having fun, then you gotta be doing something else, you know? And the great thing about the Open is you get to do it with a bunch of your friends, the people that you train day in, day out with. So if you're a morning crew, if you're an evening crew, I mean, you get to do the Open with them, all right? And then you get to see how are you doing amongst your peers, and then how can you cheer each other on, help each other out.
Yeah, and the Open is for everybody. I mean, I do the Open, Scott does the Open, my mom does the Open.
Your mom should do the Open.
Exactly. Everybody's mom should do the Open. It's a cool environment to get involved with, and if you're, intimidated by it, that's fine, but come and try it out and you'll lose that intimidation and get you to the next step and see why we think it's so much fun and why we think you should do it too.
Yeah, and so I mean that brings up a really good point of let's list a couple of the reasons maybe, Joe, that you've heard, that I've heard. What are the reasons, or how about this, we'll call them excuses of why you don't think that you're good enough to do the Open, or reasons that we hear. And so I'll start off by saying, one is just hey, Scott, I just started, I'm not good enough. And that's not a good enough excuse, you guys, because none of us are good enough. That's why we do what we do, to get better day in, day out. Mm-hmm. What about you, Joe? What's something?
Yeah, I'll get people that will pull out specific movements. They'll be like, I can't do pull-ups, or I can't do handstand push-ups, so I shouldn't do the Open. Mm-hmm. That's not valid either. I mean, there's a scaled versions, and you can scale the Open to however you want to be able to do the Open, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, and the other one is I'm probably not going to make it to the CrossFit Games this year. Right? So
me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But,
Well, Joe and I did the calculations of it. So there's 0.005% of the population that are doing the Open are going to make it to the Games this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Our math could be wrong, but it's definitely less than 1%. And, it's got to be something very close to that.
So the possibility of you or me or Joe making it, right, is really slim. Doesn't mean we can't do it, but we're just doing it to do for fun. So no excuses, guys, right? So anyway, that's when I'm not going to the CrossFit Games. So
yeah, or just not wanting to compete, and you don't have to look at it as necessarily a competition. I mean, people that are trying to get to the CrossFit Games, it's a competition. Yeah. But it's more like just going and hanging out and doing something positive with a group of positive people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. And I think Joe said about the movement that you're not good at right now or yet, right? Because you will be, because you're going to practice it. A lot of things I'll put in, for example, like people that have done the Open, is that they talked about the double unders, right? They fear the Open because of the double unders. Well, all year long we've known that we've had that double under to show up, right? So that's our fault if we're not really prepared for it, right? But at the same time, you're gonna see where you stand this year, and then you'll have a full year to 2017 Open to practice and work on your weaknesses. So you also can then see how have you improved in the whole year, right? You are in the World Wide Web, your score is in the block, and you can go back and see how you were as an athlete back then.
Yeah.
I like to think you get to rank yourself and see where you rank in the world, right?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, you may not think it's fun right now, but once you see it, it's interesting. I mean, you can go and tell people I'm, 50%, top 50% fittest people in the world.
Yeah.
It's legitimate, so you can go and check that out.
So guys, we urge you guys, do the open, do it for yourself. And yeah, you know, once the open starts, you guys, I think you have a full week. So your registration is the 25th. You have a full week. I think it's till Sunday that they'll cut you off because you have to submit your scores, and then you can't do it, right? Well, if you don't register, then who cares? Just still do the workouts with everybody in the gym, because just because you're not officially signed up doesn't mean like you can't do it.
Nope, but you should sign up anyway.
Yeah, you should. I firmly think you should.
Yep.
Especially if you're part of the Stoneway tribe, guys. All of us should be a part of this. Joe, what are we giving out every week? Or we give out, I'm hinting the week pass.
We give out something. It's very mysterious, elusive, some might say. Really, it's not. It's for everybody. It's a week pass. We want to have your friends or you come and hang out with us for a week and see what we do here at Stoneway CrossFit. We think that you'll have a good time, and if you don't, you can just tell us peace out and leave.
Yeah, but don't say bye without giving us a hug. So, before we end though, right, check below, there's that week pass link. Joe, what was your first CrossFit workout?
It was something that was, I forget what it's called. It was deadlifts and handstand push-ups.
Ooh.
But I remember not being able to do more than, 2 handstand push-ups.
Was it the 21-15-9, 225
It
one?
might have been.
I can't remember what that one is. I think my first one was, within the first like 2-ish weeks, Corey and I did Murph because it was on CrossFit.com, and like the guy that told Corey about CrossFit was like, "Why are you guys doing Murph right now?" So anyways, that was one of my first CrossFit workouts. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week, and if you haven't got the memo yet, register for the CrossFit Open, and if you haven't joined us for a free week pass, guys, do that. Click below. All right, guys, have a good day. See ya.